There's a lie many Christian couples believe about marriage that's causing unnecessary pain and conflict. In this video, we'll expose that lie and reveal 5 powerful truths that can revolutionize your relationship. Stay tuned. Christian marriage counseling. Is this the missing piece in your relationship? Many Christian couples struggle in their marriages, feeling disconnected and unsure where to turn. Could Christian marriage counseling be the answer you've been searching for? Introduction. Why Christian marriages struggle more than they should. Marriage is under attack, both spiritually and culturally. Too many Christian couples are struggling not because they lack love, but because they lack a biblical perspective in their marriage. This lack of a biblical foundation can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, and a sense of disconnection. Christian marriage counseling isn't about fixing surface-level issues. It's about rebuilding your marriage based on God's design rather than worldly expectations. In this article, we'll explore these struggles and how Christian marriage counseling can provide the biblical foundation for a stronger, more fulfilling marriage. If your marriage feels stagnant, distant, or even broken, it's time to face 5 hard truths that could transform your relationship. 1. Marriage was never designed to make you happy. The biggest lie about marriage, that your spouse is supposed to complete you, but Scripture tells us something different. In your presence, there is fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11, ESV. If you're looking to your spouse to fill the void only God can fill, you will always be disappointed. Christian marriage counseling teaches that a thriving marriage isn't about happiness first, it's about holiness first. What you can do: shift your focus from what you're getting to what you're giving. Prioritize your relationship with Christ over your expectations of your spouse. 2. Love is a commitment, not an emotion. The world says, follow your heart. But the Bible warns, the heart is deceitful above all things. Jeremiah 17. Love isn't a feeling that fades when things get hard. It's a daily decision to love your spouse even when you don't feel like it. If your love is based on emotions, your marriage will be unstable. What you can do: show love through action, even when your emotions don't match. Choose forgiveness, grace, and patience, just as Christ does with us.
Are you struggling to love your spouse unconditionally? If love feels more like a struggle than a joy, you're not alone. Christian marriage counseling provides biblical wisdom and practical tools to help you move beyond fleeting emotions and build a marriage rooted in faith, grace, and commitment. Do you find it hard to love when your spouse feels distant? Are past hurts making it difficult to trust again? Do you want to rediscover the deep, Christ-centered love in your marriage? You don't have to figure it out alone. Take the next step toward healing and restoration. Book a counseling session today, or join one of our faith-based marriage groups to strengthen your bond with biblical truth. Start your journey to a stronger marriage today. Visit our website at thecolorofmarriage.com or check the links in the description for resources that can help you.
Truth number 3. Your marriage is under spiritual attack. Marriage isn't just a relationship, it's a covenant that Satan wants to destroy. If you're not actively fighting for your marriage, you're leaving it vulnerable to the enemy. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the cosmic powers over this present darkness. Ephesians 6:12. Many Christian marriage counseling sessions reveal that couples blame each other for their struggles, when in reality, they're fighting the wrong enemy. What you can do: stop fighting your spouse and start fighting for your marriage through prayer. Recognize the spiritual battle and put on the full armor of God. Ephesians 6:10-18. 4. Unforgiveness is slowly destroying your marriage. Bitterness and resentment are 2 of the biggest marriage killers. Holding on to past wounds blocks intimacy, trust, and even God's work in your life. Jesus makes it clear: But if you do not forgive others their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Matthew 6:15. What you can do: choose to forgive, even when your spouse doesn't deserve it, just like Christ forgave you. Let go of scorekeeping and work toward true reconciliation. 5. Biblical submission is about trusting God's order, not control. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Christian marriage is submission. Many reject it because they view it through a worldly lens. But here's what Scripture actually says. Wives, submit to your own husbands, as to the Lord. Ephesians 5:22. Husbands, love your wives, as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Ephesians 5:25. Biblical submission isn't about one spouse having all the power. It's about God's order for unity, where the husband leads with sacrificial love and the wife trusts and supports that leadership. What you can do. Husbands, lead with Christ-like love, not pride or selfishness. Wives, support your husband's leadership while remaining a strong spiritual partner. Both, seek God's will together instead of competing for control.
Stay tuned! We have even more valuable insights coming up, including a bonus truth, final thoughts, and next steps to strengthen your marriage. But why stop here? You don't have to navigate your marriage alone. Get exclusive marriage replenishment tips delivered straight to your inbox, practical, faith-based insights to help you grow in love, faith, and commitment. Strengthen your communication, deepen your spiritual connection, overcome challenges with biblical wisdom. Join our marriage replenishment community today. Check the link in the description to get started, or visit our website to sign up for marriage replenishment tips.
Bonus truth: if you're not praying together, you're fighting alone. The strength of your marriage is directly tied to your prayer life. Yet many Christian couples pray for their finances, careers, and children, but rarely for each other. Pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Christian marriage counseling teaches that prayer is not a last resort, it's the foundation. When couples commit to praying together, they experience deeper unity, stronger faith, and divine guidance. What you can do. Set aside daily prayer time as a couple. Pray for your spouse's spiritual growth, peace, and strength. When conflict arises, pray first, argue later. Final thoughts. Are you willing to fight for your marriage? Christian marriage counseling isn't about quick fixes. It's about choosing God's way over the world's way. If your marriage is struggling, it's time to ask yourself, am I seeking God first in my marriage? Am I loving my spouse as Christ commands? Am I fighting the real enemy? Or am I fighting my spouse? A God-centered marriage requires daily surrender, bold faith, and a commitment to love as Christ loves the church. If you're ready to experience real transformation, start with these 6 truths and be willing to do the hard work. Need Christian marriage counseling? Here's your next step. If you're struggling in your marriage, you don't have to fight alone. Biblical guidance can bring clarity, healing, and restoration. Consider Christian counseling or mentorship. You can reach us at thecolorofmarriage.com for help. Also, join a couple's Bible study or accountability group. Commit to intentional prayer and fasting for your marriage. God designed marriage to thrive, but it requires action and obedience. Are you ready?